arrow out.
Powering up. Let's do this!
Okay, so a few weeks ago, Team Jade released their official Summer Game Fest 2024 teaser for their new game Delta Force Hawk Ops. And just a few days ago, they released their official Summer Game Fest 2024 trailer for the game. Now, for many of us Call of Duty players that have enjoyed DMZ over the past couple of years, we should know that the life cycle for the game is coming to an end. And me, as a creator, I'm always looking for the next version of DMZ or extraction-based shooter in the pipeline. And one of those games is Delta Force Hawk Ops, where we saw Call of Duty create DMZ as an extra game mode around Battle Royale and multiplayer. Delta Force has created an extraction shooter that is one of their core elements of the game. And it really excites me as a content creator and a gamer to see an arcade-style mil-sim extraction shooter that'll be available to us here pretty soon. In my opinion, this is as close as we're going to get to a DMZ 2.0 outside of Activision. So while Activision puts DMZ on the back burner and goes all in on zombies, I think we have an opportunity to really play and appreciate a new extraction shooter from a different developer. I actually applied for the Creator Hub through their website and was surprisingly accepted into the Creator Hub. And with that acceptance, I was granted access to the pre-alpha test highlights, and I want to go over some of that stuff with you guys and get your feel for the game. So let's dive into some of the gameplay. I'm going to go through a bit of information that I found online, and then we can discuss the details in the comments. So without further ado, let's get into exactly what Delta Force is and what they're trying to accomplish. From what I gather, there's going to be 3 game modes for Delta Force. There's Hazard Operations, which is the extraction shooter. We also have Havoc Warfare, which is akin to Ground War or Battlefield. And then there's the Black Hawk Down campaign. But we're going to focus on the Hazard Operations game mode because that's what we're all here for, I'm assuming. And if you guys want to hear more about the Havoc Warfare game mode, we can talk about that in another video. But let's stay focused on the extraction shooter because, I mean, that's what I'm excited for here. Okay, so upon release, it looks like we're going to have access to 2 maps in the extraction shooter. That's going to be Yoli Grove and the newly announced Zero Dam. And it looks like there's 2 military teams fighting against each other. And our goal is to, at least one of the objectives is to infiltrate and capture the Mando Brick. Now, the Mando Brick is supposed to be this artifact, apparently unlocks exclusive skins, gear, equipment. And according to the devs, the items that you unlock from extracting the Mando Brick are at least sellable or tradable, and the details to me aren't that clear. I don't know if that unlockable reward that you get from extracting the Mando Brick is traded for in-game currency or other items or tradable in between players, but the idea that you do get a reward for extracting the Mando Brick at least gives us an objective to work towards, especially if the rewards change over time. Now, I want to switch gears and talk about the operators real quick because there has been some talk about the superpowers that the operators are getting. If you noticed in the last clip, I'll bring it back up, the devs really highlighted that exoskeleton on this operator. They have said that these are not superpowers that are given to the operators. Each operator will have some sort of special ability based on the gear or weapon that they have. So for example, that operator specifically had the exoskeleton. This operator has some kind of homing bow. This operator has some sort of some drone smoke screen, but those abilities will change based on the operator that you're using. And while we're on the subject, let's dive a little bit more into those guys. At the time they held the first AMA, the devs said that there were going to be 4 operators with 8 more to come. And while we look online, we can see there's actually 5 operators now. You have D Wolf, who had the motorized exoskeleton from earlier. You also have Shepard with his sonic paralysis and his sonic trap. It looks like we'll have Luna. She's the one that has that recon arrow. And I guess some other bow and arrow stuff going on here. There's Singer, who looks like to be the medic of the team. He has the revive pistol, looks like, and a smoke screen. You also have Viron, who has this air shell launcher and this dynamic propulsion. He's the guy that you've seen kind of speeding up the stairs earlier in the video. And while that knocks out all the operators, let's get into the gun system for a minute. The Delta Force website only shows us 5 guns, and I don't know if that's just the 5 most recent guns they've added to the game, but through a little bit of research, I found that there's actually going to be 47 guns. Now, whether or not all these guns are going to be made available at the time of launch, or you have to acquire these guns and or attachments through extracting the mantle brick is still unknown to me, but the gun modding system does look very similar to a Gray Zone Warfare or Tarkov. And if you saw earlier in the video, there's a backpack system that looks pretty similar to Tarkov or Gray Zone Warfare. So it's not quite the shoot and loot style of DMZ, but it doesn't look as complicated as a Tarkov or a Gray Zone Warfare modding system. So we'll take a quick look at the backpack system. You can see it very much looks like a PC extraction shooter's looting system. It doesn't look as complicated, but it's definitely not nearly as small and fast as a DMC or an arcade style shooter that we're used to. So if you haven't played Tarkov or Gray Zone Warfare or any other extraction shooter that uses this type of backpack system where you have to go into a completely different screen, let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about it. It doesn't seem to be too cumbersome to me, but you never know until you actually get into the game and start playing it. The game looks promising, guys. If DMC were to die tomorrow or not get released this year, I feel like I would pick this game up and give it a shot. I feel like it's going to give me the fast loot 'em, shoot 'em, run and gun type of gameplay that I'm used to playing in DMZ. They've taken a pretty bold stance on anti-cheating. The game is going to be free to play on console, PC, and mobile. They've told us that we can play with our friends and that cross-play is going to be available. The devs have said that they're really trying to optimize cross-playability. And the game is getting a lot of steam. It's getting a lot of hype, y'all. The game is sitting at over 1 million pre-registered players. And if you head over to Steam, 100,000 wish lists for this game. So hopefully they can capitalize on the extraction shooter genre and make a really good game for us. Team Jade plans on having a closed playtest next month in July for Delta Force. And if all goes well, hopefully I'm a part of that playtest. If I am, I'll share with you guys everything I know about the game or everything that I'm allowed to share with you guys. Regardless, so this is a game that's on my radar, so I plan on staying up to date with all the progress this game makes. If you want to see more updates on this game, y'all, let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions about this game, let me know down in the comments. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the sub button, turn your notification bell on, give this video a like if you found it interesting. But that's it for this one today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.